yo, I don't know. I don't feel like restarting the lobby, honestly. Hold on. I don't think we should. At this point, it's gonna take you 10 more minutes, so.
And we welcome you live here from Bahrain International Circuit. We're here in Bahrain. Qualifying just started. Apologies for the wait after the opening titles. We were trying to figure out a few things. There's a chance we may have to redo the lobby because Landon Bear now got in the wrong car, but we might just roll with it. We're still trying to decide on that. But as of now, we're in qualifying here. I'm joined with Max Beard in the booth once again. So yeah, Max Beard is in the booth with me.
Yep, it's gonna be a fun race. Yeah, it should be fun.
Yep, yeah, we're under the lights, unlike last season, due to last season being being a little too hot. So we switched it to under the lights. So yeah, we're under the lights here in Bahrain, as pretty much how it should be. Yeah, here in qualifying, this Jack Ward, who's just switched to Aston Martin like a few minutes before the race, so he's in the Aston Martin alongside David Albon, who's making his first start tonight, but he's not on track right now. Or first start of the season tonight, I should say. But yeah, you see Jack Ward on his lap here, and also Elijah Wheeler in the Haas heading up into turn 1. So here we go. Jack Ward heads through turn 4.
Yeah, I just did a Bahrain race a week ago, and it's gonna be a really interesting. This is one of the most interesting tracks for tires, because a two-stop might be the way to go, but also if you can save a one-stop is faster, and it will probably win you the race. So we'll see what the drivers want to do today. If they want to do a two-stop or they be safe, or they want to risk it with a one-stop.
Yep. So it's looking like we're not going to restart the lobby. We're just going to roll with it. Landed Baradas points will still count to Williams. It's just a mistake there because yeah, it was a little bit of a rush to get going. But yeah, we also have 9 drivers tonight. So yeah, it's a bigger field than last Friday in Australia. And last Friday, that was an absolutely wild race. A wild finish with Justin Jewell and Royce Crown fighting out for the win on the last lap, and Justin Jewell got spun around. There's also Jack Ward goes fast with a 1:28.8. He's the first car over the line. But yeah, last race was quite the crazy one. Be sure to go watch highlights for that if you did miss that. But yeah, this is round 2 of the season here, so it's gonna be interesting to see how these drivers take on Bahrain.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, a new LiDAR scan track in the game, so it's going to be different, but it is much better, in my opinion, than F124 and past. F1 is, oh gosh, Elbear, a little bit of a slide, but yeah, it's much better in my opinion.
Yeah, and also last race in Australia was also another LiDAR scan track. That's something that some people can forget, that track also is LiDAR scan. It's not a whole ton different, I don't think, but there's still a little bit of a difference because that track is also a LiDAR scan. But yeah, Jack Ward fastest right now. Michael Moore just behind it though, and Michael Moore also making his first start of the season. He's in the Mercedes. You remember last season he was in the V-Carb.
Yeah,
As
speaking of Mercedes, here comes his teammate Christian Severson, who had a rough Australia race, but he showed decency and he nearly got a podium. As Christian Severson comes across the line and he goes quickest with a 28.6.
yeah, good lap from Christian Severson.
But
Yeah,
here in the final car, or not final car, but here's your defending champion for me, David Albon. Here we go. Or not defending champion. When I say defending champion, but defending, you know,
yeah.
race winner from last season, I should say.
Yep, he's heading through. He's heading up into the final sector here. So here we go, the sweeping corners here. Pretty technical section here, and that's where a lot of the tire wear can be with the sweeping corners. Then into the little braking zone right here. Don't want to run too wide here, even though there's not it's not strict track limits, it's regular track limits. Still, you don't want to run too wide there. But here comes David Albon. David Albon heads through the final corner. Well, what can David Albon do? He heads up to the line. The Aston Martin driver, where will he go? As here he comes. Goes up to second with a 128.6 just behind Christian Severson.
Yeah, this is a tight field today in Bahrain. I mean, looking through the top 6, separated by less than a second, which is pretty rare for this game and for season. As here comes Landon Barron now. He's in the wrong car, but this happened at Singapore. Wasn't a big deal. Most likely just transfers points to Williams, but yeah.
Yep.
Also, I want to point out Jonathan Hibbett. Jonathan Hibbett's first start with Sauber is he made a driver swap with Landon Barron. Landon Barron now goes 8th fastest. Also, want to point out Elijah Wheeler in the Haas making his first start in a decently long time. But yeah.
Yep. You see here, this is also this is Echo. We're just gonna call him Echo for short, because his full name is quite long. His name is Echo Cornelius Prometheus the 18th. So we're just gonna call him Echo to make it a little easier. So there's Echo. He is currently last on the board, but he also said that he hasn't done a F1 league race since F1 2021. So yeah, he's still got a lot to learn with even the new cars, because obviously F1 2021 had the old F1 cars. Michael Moore goes past top of the board.
I want to mention Gadio Alamani is on a pretty good lap here off the final corner. He's improving by a few tenths, and up to line he goes up to 5th, so ahead of his teammate. And this is a very tight field, as it's a 1-2 for Mercedes, a 3-4 for Aston Martin, 5-6 for Sauber, and an 8-9 for McLaren. And you have the one lone Haas.
Yeah.
I think honestly, these teams in this field could be the top teams this season.
Yeah, it's Mercedes 1-2, and then Aston Martin 3-4, and kicks and Sauber 5th and 6th. So this is quite interesting to see. And then McLaren 8th and 9th. So I mean, there's 2 cars for every car in the field except for Haas, which is Elijah Wheeler. He's the only Haas on the field. But yeah.
And like I just said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so everyone's on a lap right now. So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Michael Moore, top of the board right now. He is heading through the sweeping corners. He's obviously not on a lap. He's on his in lap. I believe that was his second run, so we're going to see a little bit of a break between the second runs to the final runs in qualifying. You want to go out as late as possible for that final run to get the fastest track possible. That track starts to heat up and rubber up throughout the session.
Yeah, I want to mention, I just got word that Royce Trump will not race, so we will have a new winner this season. So that's interesting. And Jack Ward is also on a fast lap here as he's about to go into the 3rd sector. Seems like a pretty good lap here for Jack Ward as he goes. That is a 106.5, and that's going to probably put him, if he can keep this lap, put him up in the top 2. So we'll see if he can finish out the lap.
Yeah, seems like a pretty solid lap for the Aston Martin. Trying to go faster than his teammate here he goes. Through the final corner. Seems like a pretty tidy lap. Runs a little wide, but that's okay as here he comes up to the line for Jack Ward. He goes up to second with a 1:28.6. Michael Moore, though, he has a really fast time at the top of the board.
Yep. 7 minutes to go in Q1, and yeah, pretty tight field. As trying to look, don't think. There is Elijah Wheeler who is on a decent lap. He decides to avoid it.
Yep, Jonathan Ibbett is on track here. I'm not sure if this is his first or second, or sorry, or it's second or third run, I should say. But I believe it might be his second. I would imagine he's making his last run this early in the session. So yeah, here comes the Sauber here on his out lap. Gonna start his lap with about 7 minutes remaining in the session. Here we go. We're gonna ride on board with Sauber.
I also want to mention David Albon's on his lap right now.
David Albon also, yeah, he's on his lap. We'll come back to him. He's in the first sector. But here comes Jonathan Ibbett, right on board with him through the first sector. So yeah, the long front straightaway. This is where a lot of passing will be with at the end of the DRS straight and into the hairpin there. Heavy braking zone, really great spot to pass. And then you head up through here, through turns 2 and 3, and heading up into turn 4. This corner can be pretty tricky because if you get on the throttle too early, it's pretty easy to spin. You see, you got to be a little hesitant on the throttle there. This here comes Jonathan Ibbett heading through the S's.
Yep. As you know, I've been watching David Albon. David Albon about to go in the third sector. He wasn't up in the first sector. We'll see in the second sector as he comes through here. David Albon is up by a tenth, so this could get interesting, but it kind of seems like at the end of these laps, these guys have been falling off a little bit. We'll see David Albon. So he heads in the final corners. He goes through the final corner. It's a very tough final corner. It doesn't look tough, but it is, you know, the curve. That curve can really shoot you wide and spin you out. But here comes David Albon, and Albon goes up to P1.
Good lap for David Albon. He found a lot of time in that last sector. Here comes Jonathan Ibbett now. Jonathan Ibbett watched the first part of his lap. I don't think he's improving though. He's down a tenth. We'll see if he's gonna go through with this lap. He flicks the wheel into the final corner. Will he go through with this lap? He's gonna pull into the pits. He's not improving.
Gadiel Alamani, I don't know if he just did a lap or not. It says he's up by 5 minutes. I don't know what happened. Gadiel Alamani is 5th right now. Let's see what he gets out of the first sector.
Yep, here we go. Oh, runs really wide there touches the gravel one. Yeah, it's gonna lose some time. Still up 2/10. Yeah, it still could be a decent lap here if he can just finish it out. As here we go, he heads through this hairpin and heading up into the double left-hander. Gadi Alamani, here he comes to the double left-hander. This is where a lot of time can be found.
Or lost.
Yeah, or lost. That was a little bit of moves right there. That was the Haas getting around the Aston Martin David Albon there. Might have got a little bit of a toe though. But anyways, looking back at Gadi Alamani's lap.
This is a good lap. I can tell this is a good lap.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just that that mistake in turn 4 kind of killed him. Here we go. He could still get up to maybe P3 with a good final turn here. He's up 3/10, so here we go. Heading through the final turn. Gadi Alamani, he's actually gonna head into the pit lane. Yeah, if he went through with that lap, I don't know if he would have made it to the pits and would have been able to get another run in. I don't know. So that might have been why.
Yeah, this is probably it. Probably it for Echo, who's currently 9th. He needs to find about half a second, almost a little bit more, to get past his teammate as he comes to the final corner in his debut. Angry Echo. I don't think this is gonna be a great lap.
Here we go up to the line. Yeah, not gonna be good. Down 9/10 there. As 3 minutes and 45 seconds remain in qualifying, we're gonna see a bunch of people head out here soon. As Jack Ward is on his outlap here, so this is gonna be it for Jack Ward. He's gonna be the first car over the line for the final runs here at qualifying. As he charges up his ERC, goes a little slowly. Got to charge up the ERS.
Yeah, Elijah Wheeler is on his lap right now, so he's gonna head into the final sector. We'll see what kind of lap this is for Elijah. It's not bad, he's not up, but we'll see if he can improve. 7th currently. He's not too far off the Saubers, so We'll see as he goes in the final corners.
Yep, if he could just
The
get a good
Haas,
final turn here, will he be able
the
to do
former
it?
Ferrari. This could be interesting. Goes up to the line, starting to drain his DRS, and he improved barely.
Yeah, not enough though.
And
As
Jack Ward, yeah,
yeah,
Jack Ward is on his left.
Jack Ward, he's got to find 3/10 to get to the top of the board, but maybe a little bit more because you got to assume that everyone else is going to probably improve. I wouldn't be surprised if they'll get into maybe the 28 flats, maybe by the end of qualifying. As here comes Jack Ward. Seems like a pretty tidy lap. Not sure if he's improving or not.
He is. He was by just under a tenth in the first sector.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be enough though. But there's still time he can find. Oh, missed the Avex a little bit. You saw in the double left-hander. But here he comes down the straightaway here into the sweeping section.
Well, flags in front of it's just letting people by.
Yep, here comes Jack Ward. Jack Ward through the sweeping corner. We'll see. Is he improving? Not much. He's barely improving, but that's not gonna move him up many places. He could be at risk to Christian Severson, who is only about a few hundredths behind him.
Here he comes. It's not gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be an improvement. Really uses track limits. He goes up to the line.
Here we go. Jack Ward. He does improve, but not a ton. He goes to 128.5, but not anything good to get to pole position. So that's it for Jack Ward. Let's see. The top two are on their outlap, and also Christian Severson might have a shot here. Christian Severson, he got really close to pole. It was last race. The qualifying was separated by 1,000th of a second. We'll see if that can be repeated tonight.
Yeah, Gadio Alamani's got to head into the second sector, as he's down by a few tenths, but you never know. He did have that mistake right there, and Alamani is up by 2 tenths.
Yeah, Alamani has definitely a shot at pole, but we'll see. He's up 2 tenths, but he's still gonna have to find a lot more time. He's gonna.
Michael Moore is up 4 tenths right now for a sector.
Wow, she said what 10th for me, so I'm not sure. But here comes Michael Mora. Yeah, Michael Moore through the hairpin here. This seems like a pretty nice and tidy lap. Michael Moore is definitely going to have a shot at pole here for the Mercedes.
Gadio Alamani coming towards the end of his lap as he goes into the third sector. It will be a 106. Oh, he's up. This could maybe get him to Christian Severson, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't know. He's only at about 2 tenths. He's got to find another 10th in this final corner here. What can Gadio Alamani do? Here we go. Up to the line. I don't even know. Yeah, he's not going to have a shot at another lap. So here we go. Gadio Alamani over the line. Gadio Alamani, will he be able to improve? He does. Goes up to P4, but only improves one position. Here comes Michael Mora heading through the final. I believe this is the final corner. Here comes Michael Mora. Runs a little wide though. That could be bad for his lap. Here we go. Michael Mora up to the line.
Oh!
He does improve a little bit, but not enough to get to David Albon.
Christian Severson is up by a good margin. That final corner really killed Michael Moore. Christian Severson in the Mercedes. Can he get pole? This is looking like a pretty good lap. As he goes up to the line, Christian Severson will take pole position.
What a lap for Christian Severson. Will David Albon have anything to say about it? David Albon is improving a 10th, but that's not enough.
Wow. What a lap. Wow.
Here comes David Albon, though. He's going to have to find some more time in this final corner. Can he do it? Can David Albon steal pole position away for Christian Severson? Here we go. Up to the line. What can David Albon do? He does improve, but not enough. Christian Severson on pole position here for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Wow, what a lap. That was fantastic. And, yep. David Albon splits the Mercedes, and that was absolutely incredible from Christian Severson. He will be on pole, which at Bahrain is a pretty good advantage in turn 1. So, yeah.
Yep, and it's also an advantage to not have the dirty air, because dirty air is obviously pretty bad here. So it's definitely help for him to not kill his tires. Yeah, Christian Severson on pole. We're about to see the results on your screen here shortly.
Yeah, that was a monster lap.
Yep, as as you see the results, Christian Severson on pole, and then David Albon, Michael Moore, Jack Ward, Daniel Mini, Jonathan Ibbett, Landon Baronell, Elijah Wheeler, and Echo. So, yep. What a lap though that was for Christian Severson. He beat David Albon by 0.2. Christian Severson was on a flyer on that lap.
Yeah, just want to point out, in Christian Severson's lead, the pole was a 127.8, set by me. I don't want to brag, but that was a really good lap by him. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fast. It looked like he used all the track limits he should use, and yeah, I'll be right back. Let's see.
Yep. But we are down at the track here in Bahrain. It is race time in Bahrain. Under the lights, the first night race of the season. Remember last season, that last season, this race was the first ever, this track held the first ever broadcasted Formula Allegiant race, because last season I was not able to broadcast the first ever race, which was at Australia last season. Was not able to broadcast that, so Bahrain was the first broadcasted race in Formula Allegiant, so yeah, that was obviously a day race last season, but now it's a night race. Yeah, last season's race wasn't the most entertaining. Sam Lewis obviously won that race. He did actually have to start. He missed qualifying because back then we had two-day race events, but we switched it to just one-day qualifying race on the same day. But yeah, Sam Lewis missed qualifying, but he still drove his way from the back to the front, and he was able to win the race. But I do remember there was a crash between Adam Sachira and forgot who the other person was.
I think it was Isaiah Hamilton.
Yeah, Isaiah Hamilton. Yeah, they had a crash up in turn 3. A really odd place to crash, but they crashed into the wall. So that was pretty much the first broadcasted crash we had in Formula Allegiant.
Yeah, I mean I'd say that was a decent race. Driving it was interesting, but. Yeah. It was definitely better than Australia, which a lot of people watching this. Yeah, Australia. Maybe it was better that it wasn't broadcasted because that was pretty much a wreck fest. I remember we finished with 3 cars, I believe, that finish. So that's
yeah. Formation lap. Yeah, formation lap gets underway. We'll look at the tires here. Tires. Ooh, that's interesting. Michael Moore is on the softs, but Chris Severson, David Albon, Gadi Elmani, John Thibbett, Landon Bernal, and in the hot of Elijah Wheeler are all in the mediums, and then Jack Ward on the hards, and also Echo on the softs. The softs are an interesting choice here because the tire wears quite a lot here, so that's an interesting choice. They're gonna have an advantage at the start. Their tires are gonna fall off really quickly.
Yeah, that's interesting because if I remember correctly, I don't think. Yeah, obviously Michael Moore and Echo are definitely gonna do 2 stops, but I think the rest of the field may try to go for a 1-stop, and I think maybe Jack Ward definitely is gonna try to do a 1-stop. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to push really hard to try to do a 2-stop because that 1-stop is usually gonna be faster here. So that's interesting because yeah, it's gonna be interesting because obviously the people on the 1-stop are gonna have to tire save quite a lot, while the people on 2-stops are not gonna probably tire save not much at least, maybe if even at all.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see here. Yeah, the mediums, the hards can last a decent amount, but those mediums and softs, it's gonna be interesting to see. Everyone weaves for the final time. Get the tires warmed up. Christian Severson gonna lead us to the green, or to the lights out. Race 2, and someone else qualified him. All right.
Yep, he missed grid blocks, David Albon. But here we go. So here we go. Everyone's lined up on the grid, and here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights down, the way we go. Round 2 is underway here at Bahrain. Here we go. Down into turn 1 here. Quite a long run into turn 1. Will there be any dive bombs? There's Elijah Wheeler. They're 4 wide heading into turn 1. That could cause some chaos. They make a little bit of contact, but they make it through cleanly. The Mercedes, Michael Moore gets up to P2. Mercedes 1-2 at the top of the board. But here comes David Albon. Here goes to the inside of Michael Moore. They're side by side through turn 4 while Christian Severson runs away.
That was not a great start for Michael Moore, as he has possible strength to pop up. But yeah, David Albon up to second. Michael Moore, you cannot fall back on the softs because you're in more dirty air. That's just another toss of tires to wear more, but a good start for Christian Severson as everyone back there. I think everyone's good. Maybe a look from the Haas there on the McLaren. A good start for the McLaren. He went from 9 to 6, so a good start for him.
Yep, as here we go, down into the sweeping section for the first time here in Bahrain. Here we go, the Aston Martin, David Albon trying to stay at that DRS range to Christian Severson. They're most likely on the same strategy, so that's going to be pretty much, that's the battle with them. As Michael Moore, he's going to have to push, actually maybe not push on those softs now I think about it. He's probably going to want to save so he doesn't wear out those softs. But yeah, Michael Moore is definitely doing a 2-stop, so it's going to be interesting to see as Jonathan Hibbett's up to 4th, Gaddy Elmany 5th. As they're side by side here, that is Echo and Elijah Wheeler side by side. The Haas and the McLaren, they're drag racing down the front stretch. Now the Haas clears the McLaren.
Not for long, because here comes the McLaren down the inside in turn 1. Echo fights back and will take the spot maybe, unless Elijah Wheeler stays there. He does! Oh! That is not a place where you want to go side by side. They made it work, and the battle for the lead is starting to ramp up a little bit.
Yep, is watching here. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight to see between the Haas and the McLaren. But looking at the front, yep, here we go. The DRS is definitely going to help the Aston Martin. Here comes Michael Moore trying to go to the outside of David Albon. Doesn't get there. He's going to try the crossover. But if he does, he's going to have the outside into the double left-hander. Not really the best spot as David Albon keeps P2. As here we go. Christian Severson still keeps the lead, but he might not for long.
Yep, down the straightaway. He's going to keep the lead for now. But down the front stretch is where I think David Albon can get past him. It just seems like he's faster right now.
Yeah, and Jonathan Hibbett is entering the picture. Jonathan Hibbett was trying to catch Sam Lewis at the championship last season. Wasn't quite able to get there, though, but he was really strong late in the season last season. He's looking for his first Grand Prix win, though. Everyone is actually in the field, except for David Albon. But, yeah, here we go. David Albon right on the rear gearbox of the Mercedes of Christian Severson. David Albon in a Mercedes sandwich. This could get really interesting down the front stretch.
Team orders for Mercedes. What's going to happen here? He goes to the inside. They're 3 wide almost for a minute, but he blocks Michael Moore. Down this turn when we go. David Albon just passed both Mercedes. He kept both Mercedes behind him, I should say, as he passed him. Here comes Michael Moore on the inside of Christian Severson. It doesn't seem like Christian Severson is that fast right now, but he still is going to get past. I think that was definitely some team orders right there.
Yep, Christian Severson falls down to second. Michael Moore had to look, but wasn't able to get there. He still stays third. You see, this is where the dirty air is the worst. You see, they fall back quite a lot in that dirty air. Here comes the Sauber. Both Saubers starting to enter the picture here. We might have a 5-way battle for this win as they're fighting here. That's the 2 McLarens side by side in the back. That's Landon Bernal and Echo. Echo falls down to 9th. Bernal up to 8th. Is looking here back at the front. Will the Mercedes go on? Will Michael Moore go for a move? Does not go for a move. As here comes Jonathan Hibbett. Gonna have to watch out for these Saubers here because they're starting to be on a charge.
Yeah, it seems like David Albon's car is definitely way better in clean air, and he's way faster than these guys in clean air. I think David Albon might start to pull away out of DRS these days. I also want to mention. I don't know what happened to the back there, but there is now a huge separation. I think Jack Ward may have had an issue last lap because I know he's on the hard, but he has really fallen back.
Yeah, he was battling back there. I think he got caught up when they went 4 wide at the start there. He kind of got shuffled back. But here we go. Fight for the lead is on. Christian Severson to the inside of the Aston Martin of David Albon. Here comes Michael Moore. They collide. Around goes Michael Moore. Michael Moore, around he goes. He falls down to 6th He might fall down even more. He tumbles down the order as the both Mercedes collide as Christian Severson falls down to fourth. Is a disaster for Mercedes.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I think I was just honestly racing, so I got a flip of that, so we'll have to look at that. But man, all the chaos! Oh my gosh, all the chaos this season has been crazy. It's only race 2. Oh no! Lana Barrett now saved him, and he went for a slide. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's getting chaotic here. So yeah, Michael Moore down to 6, and that is not what he wants to see with that 2-stop strategy. That's not great for a strategy. But looking here, Christian Severson is gone up to 3rd. Now he's starting to make a charge here. There's Jonathan Hibbett. Jonathan Hibbett is up to 2nd. He benefited from those two Mercedes colliding. Now will Jonathan Hibbett be able to have anything for David Albon?
Yeah, I think just going back to Michael Moore, I think now because of that spin, I think his tires are already probably going to be worn. It's unfortunate there. Man, it just seems like Elijah Wheeler. I'm going to see if that's actually the case. Whoa.
Yeah, heading into the pits. Yeah.
That is because he had that is the penalty will stand as he had 4 warnings.
Yeah, Gaddy Lemonade got back up to 3rd. Christian Severson down to 4th as we're on lap 5 here. Jonathan Hibbett's just got to try to stay in that DRS range with David Albon. It's going to probably be these two fighting for the win. Maybe Gaddy Lemonade and Christian Severson enter back in the fight, but I definitely don't see Michael Moore getting back up there, especially with the strategy. Jack Ward is up to 5th. Yeah, he had a rough start, but he's trying to recover a little bit with all the chaos happening in front of him.
I like Jack Ward's strategy right now. I think he's in a great spot. He doesn't need to push a whole lot. However, he does have a sauce behind him, but I think he can just stay in this spot. I think he does. His strategy definitely could work as he gets onto the mediums or softs at the end of the race. If he's in one side, he can basically push from there. See, I like the strategy from Jack Ward, so we'll see how that plays out though.
Yep, Jonathan Hibbett maintaining that gap about 7/10. He's just got to manage those tires, but also, I mean, I wonder how much David Albon's managing those tires. So no, it's the Haas. I don't know if he might have. I believe he just retired in the pits or something, but that's.
No, I think he went out of the pits and retired. He just had enough. He is out. I don't think that'll be a safety car though.
Doesn't look like it will because it wasn't a crash. So here we go. Fight is on here at the front. There's not going to be a movement at turn 1, but here comes Jonathan Hibbett right on the rear gearbox. He got really close. That's how beneficial that DRS can be down that front stretch. So here we go. Fighting here. That's Michael Moore, and Michael Moore off the track. It's Jack Ward gets back up to P5. They had a little bit of shuffling for position there. As Lana Bear now is trying to enter that fight. As Echo is also the other McLaren kind of struggling, trying to catch up.
Yeah, Michael Moore is not happy right now with how his race has gone, and we'll see if he's gonna have to try to rebound here at the end. Or at the end of his spin, I should say. Oh, dive bomb from Lambert now. A little bit of contact.
Yeah, you got to look on Michael Moore. Those softs are gonna start to wear around this time in the race. I mean, his tires already probably worn from that spin, and yeah, Michael Moore just tumbling down the order. He's probably going to pit a lot earlier than everyone else, though, so it's going to be interesting to see how that undercut works out for him. But here we go. Looking back at the front, 8/10 the gap now. Yeah, just Jonathan Hibbett's done a good job at maintaining the gap to David Albon, but we'll see if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, I don't think really Jonathan Hibbett wants to battle right now because that's just going to wear his tires, and yeah, you see towards the back of the field down to 7th with Michael Mora, and he's probably gonna try to make a move in turn 1 here. Also, I want to mention something quietly. Daniel Alamane is gone up into the podium. He's got Christian Severson though trying to attack him, and in the pits with Michael Mora. Wow.
Yeah, Michael Mora already in the pits.
Makes sense though. They probably have John Warren, is what we've seen, but definitely early, but.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hibbett's trying to close the gap in the DRS, but he's gonna have a lot dirtier through the S's. He's just gotta survive these S's here. We'll see how much he falls back through the S's. Let's see. Does he fall back anything? Actually didn't fall back a ton. He's actually, he looks pretty good with his tires right now. Gale Mini is trying to catch up to those two, but also trying to manage his tires. Christian Severson also right behind Gaddy Elmany, so that's a battle for the podium, and the battle for the lead is starting to heat up.
Yeah, Michael Moore on the hards, and that is a interesting call because I don't think the hards are going to be able to go 22 laps to the end. So at this point, he's just going to have to probably do a hards and then pit again. Or pit, oh my gosh, can't talk. Put something, probably the mediums that it's doing after the hards, or maybe the soft. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, here we go. Lap 7, heading on to lap 8 here. Hibbett might be in striking distance to the Aston Martin of David Albon. Here we go. Yeah, he's definitely in striking distance here. Here we go. The Sauber might have a chance at the Aston Martin. Here we go. The Sauber of Jonathan Hibbett. Will he have a look in at turn 1? He's gaining, and here he comes down to turn 1. He goes for the move, side by side through the hairpin here. And that's going to help Gaddy Elmany try to catch up. But looking here, the fight for the lead, still side by side. Who got the DRS? It's Jonathan Hibbett.
That should give him the lead, maybe not. We're going to be side by side into here, which you don't want to be side by side. Hibbett's probably going to slide up into David Albon, and David Albon will keep the lead off the corner to pick up momentum.
Yep, and now you see the dirty air right there, right behind the Aston Martin. Falls back about half a second there in that dirty air. Is now a little deep from the Sauber, and now he's gonna have to suffer on the exit. So here we go down into the double left-hander. Yeah, it's gonna be probably these two fighting for the win.
Yep. I wouldn't quite count out Gaddy Alamania and Christian Severson though.
Yeah, they could have a shot here. They're starting to gain with the if these two battle enough, then third and fourth might start to catch up. Gaddy Elmany and Christian Severson, maybe even Jack Ward, who's on the hards. He's trying to make a charge here with those mediums starting to wear out. Those hards are gonna start to benefit here, and he's gonna be probably faster than all these guys.
Yep. And yeah, Jonathan Hibbett starts to tumble a little bit, but see.
Here we go. Yeah, it's just not. He's got to just stay within that DRS range. He is doing that right now. As Gaddy Elmany. Oh, that's actually Christian Severson heading into the pit lane. So both Mercedes have made their pit stop. This here comes Christian Severson. We'll see this stop. Michael Morris probably. He might get around him. Here you go. Christian Severson goes onto the hards. We'll see. Will Michael Moore get around him? Doesn't look like it. Here we go.
That's probably going to be it for Christian Severson this race pit stops if he can save well.
Yeah, that's interesting. Pits really early as Michael Moore comes out just behind Christian Severson. Christian Severson gonna pull away though. There's also the Sauber of Jonathan Hibbett has fallen out of DRS range to David Albon.
Yeah, I think David Albon's probably going to pull away now with maybe a little bit of a tire advantage. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for David Albon to get his first win of season 2, but we still have about 20 laps to go, so anything can happen.
Yeah, I think after those two battled, I think that kind of got Jonathan Hibbett out of his rhythm a little bit, and now he's just starting to fall back. Or it could have ate up his tires a little too much, and yeah, the Aston Martin, either way, he's starting to pull away, and the gap's almost 2 seconds.
Yep. Let's see if anyone pits this time. Jonathan Hibbett does pit this time. So,
yeah, Hibbett.
There's the 1 stop, I'd assume, probably. Definitely, so maybe these guys are on the 2 stop, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They could be. As looking here, will Christian Severson be able to jump the Sauber as he heads into his pit stall here? What tire will he go on? Medium. He will go onto the I think he stayed on the mediums. Here we go. Yeah. As he comes out in front of Christian Severson. As looking here, that's both McLarens actually went into the pits. I don't think they really double stacked though, because I think Landon Burnett had a good enough gap. As Echo goes onto the softs again. So yeah, but we do know that Jonathan Hibbett is going to be on a two-stop because he did not switch his tire compound. So he's going to be going for a two-stop. I'm interested to see if anyone will try a one-stop.
Maybe David Albon, honestly. I don't know. And maybe Guardiola, maybe. We'll see, though, this time. As
Yeah.
David Albon going back to his Season 1 ways and Season 1. He's up by 5 seconds. So we'll see if David Albon pits this time. I think if he doesn't pit this time or next time, he's probably going to do a one-stop, I assume.
Yep, will he come in? Yes, he will. It makes it really late there as he is into the pit lane. Will Gaddy Elmany go into the pit lane here? As Gaddy Elmany into the pit lane. Jack Ward stays out, and I feel like Jack Ward could be trying a one-stop here because he did start on the hards. Jack Ward could be, he could be going for a one-stop here.
Yeah, those tires on David Albon, they were done for. I can see after they replaced them as here comes Jonathan Hibbett coming through. David Albon coming out of the pits. This could be a little bit close, but David Albon will keep the spot. He does have to warm up his tires, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's not guaranteed that the Aston Martin isn't going for a two-stop or isn't going for a one-stop, but yeah, because he did not go onto the mediums again, so he stays on the hards or goes onto the hards. What am I saying? He goes onto the hards. So he did get his tire compound change out of the way, so he might try to go for a one-stop. It's just gonna be interesting to see what these drivers choose.
Yeah, I think the one-stop could work for David Albon, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it'll really. It could work, but Jack Ward also could be on a one-stop, and he's already on the hard, so I don't know. So yes, here comes Jonathan Hibbett to the inside for the lead. I did not expect that. He goes to the inside. They're going to be side by side. Never mind. He backs off. He's sweeping corner, but he's going to look to the inside again. It's not going to work. Oh!
Ooh! Yeah, they're getting really feisty. As here comes Jonathan Hibbett, though. Who's going to get the DRS down the straightaway? I wonder if there could be some DRS games being played. As it's going to be David Albon that gets the DRS because he was behind into the DRS zone, and he gets ahead. As you see. He did get the DRS, so now the kick Sauber is going to fall back a little bit to the Aston Martin. It's Aston Martin 1-2 right now, but Jack Ward still yet to pit. Everyone else has pit in the field. As looking here, I think provisionally it's going to be the podium is going to be David Albon, Jonathan Hibbett, and Christian Severson.
And battle for fifth is on. Gadio Alamani and Michael Mora battling for fifth. That would be fourth provisionally. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what Jack Ward decides to do here. He's never won in Formulation 4. He was pretty fast. He did get pole, I remember, last season at Bahrain. Seems like a pretty strong track for him, but we'll see if he can, what strategy will come to today, as one bad strategy can drop you down the order a lot. So
yeah. See, Jack Ward making his way through there side by side again for second, provisionally first, as now Sauber, Jonathan Hibbett, goes up to the provisional lead. He's up to second.
Yep. Jonathan Hibbett seems a little bit of a wiggle there, but yeah, Jonathan Hibbett, he seems fast, but also I just think David Albon just maybe a little bit faster right now, but we'll see. I feel like if Jonathan Hibbett can get clean air for a good amount of time, he can start to pull away. He's also on the better tires than David Albon, so he should theoretically pull away, but we'll see. Because David Albon, he goes fastest, Jonathan Hibbett. Now David Albon with DRS.
Okay, here we go. David Albon, Hibbett doesn't even try to fight it, because here comes David Albon. They're side by side through the hairpin as David Albon, still side by side. It gets very tight there as side by side, still side by side. But David Albon with the DRS is gonna get ahead of the Sauber.
Yeah, I thought both Mercedes. It was gonna be like both Mercedes where they collided there, but they both kept it clean. And this is really helping Jack Ward, who is losing time, but it's really not a whole lot for having not bit yet. So this is really good for Jack Ward. I'm kind of thinking there could be some team games going on with Aston Martin, or team orders just holding up the Sauber, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Oh, that was really close there. The Sauber sending him really deep into the double left-hander, and yeah, fortunately did not hit David Albon. It was very close. Here comes Jonathan Hibbett to the inside of David Albon. Here we go, side by side through the sweeping corners. It's going to be Jonathan Hibbett who backs out as the Aston Martin David Albon stays in second, but it might not be for long if Hibbett gets that DRS down the front stretch.
Jonathan Hibbett loves making moves after that DRS straight into that board. He's done it multiple times today. And also want to point out Christian Severson's entering almost DRS range of these two. And he's probably been saving pretty well, unlike these two. So it's going to be interesting. And once again, that lap, they only gained about 5/10 on Jack Ward. So interesting. And now, big lunge for Jonathan Hibbett. And he'll take that spot easily. Back to second he goes.
Yep, Jonathan Hibbett up to second. Will David Albon, though, get it back into turn 4?
Towards the back, I think there was nearly contact between Gadio Almani and Michael Moore as Michael Moore actually hit the side and swerved to the left and hit the 58-meter braking board here. So that is actually, I thought there was contact at first. There could be maybe wing damage. It looks like on the Mercedes. I don't know. I don't think so, but.
Yeah. Now, also, this is interesting to watch here. Christian Severson is entering the fight for the provisional lead here, and if he's going for a one-stop here, he is gonna have provisional second right now. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be Jonathan Hibbett. He is trying to do a two-stop because he did not change his tire compound. I think everyone else could be going for a one-stop. I don't think Michael Mora is, but other than that, I think everyone else could be going for a one-stop.
Yeah, we know Jack Ward is definitely, and we might need to start thinking of the possibility of Jack Ward probably having a shot to win the race, honestly, because he definitely won't keep the lead if he pits now, obviously, but we're getting to the point where we could maybe see Jack Ward have a chance to win this if he plays it perfectly.
Yeah, he's gonna be so much faster because I'm assuming he's gonna go on the mediums. He's gonna be so much faster on those new mediums. This guy, I mean, he actually sets the fastest lap of the race. Yes, here we go. This is the Pirate for P2. Still no moves made there. As Christian Severson trying to catch up to these guys, but now without them fighting, he's starting to fall back a little bit. Gadiomani is trying to hang on to P5 here, provisional P4, and Michael Mora trying to fight here. Michael Mora look to the inside. Gadiomani covered it off though, and Michael Mora stays in sixth as both McLarens kind of struggling here today. Landon Burnout and Echo both kind of struggling here this race.
Yeah, I want to mention while you're talking about that, David Albon just passed Jonathan Hibbett to get up back into second. But honestly, I think that kind of hurt David Albon because he had to obviously push a little bit to get past. So it just hurts the tires anymore. Gap 10 seconds. They're gaining, but it isn't really substantial as we're about halfway through Bahrain.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Hibbett's mediums are starting to wear down now because the hards are starting to catch up. It's starting to be faster. Those mediums, short run are really fast, but on the long run they start to fall off compared to everyone else on the hards.
Yeah, Jack Ward has got to love this. No, I'm actually check real quick something. I'm gonna check. Yeah, they're all in. Yeah. Jack Ward and Jonathan Hibbett are both in BC. I thought David Albon would do it, no, but Jonathan Hibbett is probably not quite happy with the battling, or at least not happy with the race. But Jack Ward's probably loving it as someone else passes lap. I think it was David Albon there in BC. Yeah, Jack under 10 seconds for David Albon. Great performance from Aston Martin, who last season really, except for David Albon, did really nothing, I think. I think Christian Severson was in Aston Martin for a race, but yeah, other than that, Aston Martin hasn't had much success outside of David Albon, but this season so far they're doing good.
Yeah, they have a pretty strong lineup with Jack Ward joining the team. Jack Ward was supposed to be on the Red Bull, but like I said, he moved to the Aston Martin like a few minutes before the race. So yeah, as the Sauber, Jonathan Hibbett now out of DRS range to the Aston Martin of David Albon. As the Mercedes trying to catch up. I don't know if he's gaining that much on the Sauber that's gonna be interesting to watch here. Will Chris Severson be able to catch Jonathan Hibbett?
Yeah. Just want to point out real quick, these first three races are going to be pretty crucial, as we have obviously Australia we already did, we're at Bahrain, and we have Spain next. But after that, the races after that are really just going to be wild cards. We have Monaco, Canada, and the Austria reverse.
Jack Worth, that's sorry.
Yeah, yeah. But those next three races are after these three are going to be really interesting. So I wouldn't want to get all my points now, and then just try to make it to those three races that Jack Ward puts on the mediums, probably to the end of the race. But that is kind of a long time for the mediums, though, 12 laps. But,
yeah, but still should be able to make it work, because yeah, Jack Ward's gonna be really fast. He doesn't get jumped by the McLaren, so. Jack Ward down to 6th, really far back, but can he make up that time? As they're side by side fighting. Oh, that's a little bit of contact, but yeah, a little bit of bump there from Gaddy Elmini to Michael Moore, but Michael Moore goes up to P4 as the Aston Martin, the other Aston Martin of David Albon, to re-inherits the lead here on Bahrain.
Yeah, I am surprised that wasn't wing damage for Alameda. He gave him a NASCAR short track style bump there, but he is really wanting to get past Michael Moore, and he just can't really pull away. Both of them can't pull away.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see when does Jonathan Hibbett pit here. Jonathan Hibbett, we'll see. I'm not sure. He might come in here shortly, though. Maybe in about a few laps time, I'd imagine he would come into the pits to get his second stop. I'm not sure if anyone else is going for the 1 stop. Everyone else could be at 2 stops, and if that's the case, Jack Ward might win this race.
Yeah. We just do a little bit of data real quick. That time by David Albon set a 1:32.7. Jonathan Hibbett set a 1:33.8. So yeah, David Albon's about a second quicker than Jonathan Hibbett, which makes sense. And yeah, I think Christian Stevenson's, he might get DRS. Oh my gosh, they're still battling. We got Michael Moore. But yeah, Christian Stevenson, I believe, is in DRS range of Jonathan Hibbett. So here we go, battling for second.
Yeah, I think Hibbett's going to need to get off those tires here soon. Here we go.
Yeah, if he puts on the hards, when I went to Bahrain, obviously did a race, but I put on the hards around this time to the end. They felt great. Obviously, I know it's probably different, but I mean, I think I want to go on the hards as soon as possible. Let's go down the inside.
Oh! Really close to contact there. Yeah, that was a really aggressive move from Christian Severson, but Noah's not able to pull it off.
Yeah, Jonathan Hibbett is struggling right now. Christian might be able to pass him before they get to this turn, but it doesn't look like he will. Although, yeah, it's not good enough.
Yes, here we go. These two fighting for second. The Mercedes looked like he saved up his tires really nicely. We'll see if he'll have anything for David Albon. It's hard to tell right now. We're gonna have to see what he can do when he gets in clean air. He's gonna get it here soon. He's gonna get the DRS here if he stays behind into the DRS detection zone, which he's gonna do. So yeah, the Mercedes is gonna get DRS on the Sauber. They're gonna easily fly around Jonathan Hibbett.
Yep, here he comes.
He's into the pits. He's going for the 2-stop. Yeah, wow. The Mercedes goes for the 2-stop. I want to see what lap Jack Ward lap times he's running. That was a 1:32.0. Wow. Yeah, 1:32.0, and that's the fastest lap of the race. What a lap time Jack Ward, and he's definitely gonna have a shot to win this race. I don't know. He's definitely gaining quite a lot.
Yeah, I just want to point out. I think the fastest lap of Woods is close to 1:32.5 or around there. So he is absolutely flying. As Christian Severson falls down 7th, and a 10-second penalty for Echo speeding in the pits.
Oh!
It's just a tough debut for him as there's battling right there. Gaddy Elmini up to 3rd. Michael Moore.
Oh! What? That was an odd move right there from Michael Moore. He went out the inside in the S's, and Michael Moore goes up to the podium places. But I don't know if these guys are going for a 1-stop or a 2-stop. I don't know. These strategies are going to be really interesting to watch.
I think Michael Moore, oh my gosh, I think that was absolutely insane. He did use track limits a lot, but in that corner with the new stand, you can full send there if you really send it, and he did, and it worked. But he's on 12-lap old hards, and I think he's going to have to just pit, but I think he wants to get ahead of the Sauber before he pits, so just to have a little bit of advantage. But
yeah.
Because, let's see.
See,
Yeah.
will Hibbett make the choice to pit here? If I were him, I would do that this lap, because he could get the undercut. He could get undercutted by the
Yeah,
Mercedes
he
to Christian
will.
Severson.
Yeah, he will. Here he comes.
Yeah, here we go. Heads to the pits. Michael Mora goes up to second. Getting eliminated to third. And John Hibbett is falling in the fall down the order. Jack Ward's going to easily fly around him. And Jack Ward, I don't know, he's setting really fast lap times right now. Blistering fast. He's definitely the fastest car on track right now. But we'll see.
A little bit of a slow stop for the Sauber. I think Severson's going to pretty much easily pass him, but it could get close off the road. It's going to be Christian Severson passing Jonathan Hibbett. One lap over tires, but now begs the question, there's still side by side. These two are contact.
Oh, Michael Mora!
He has to take the runoff, and Michael Mora. What the hell? Whoa!
Here goes Jack Ward. Now he's going to go up the inside. Can't waste any time. Jack Ward cannot waste any time. There's more contact. Jack Ward makes contact. And Michael Mora getting absolutely bullied out here.
Yeah, I think Michael Mora, he's just wants to get these spots. His tires are probably dying. I did clip that just in case, but oh my goodness, that was insane. Daddy Allen had to take the runoff, and I think Mora had a slide. I don't think he spun, but what I was trying to say is David Albon, he might be trying to stretch these cars in, because at this point, it might be a little bit too late to do a two-stop. I don't know.
I don't know. It's interesting. I wish we could see the tire wear on it with him, but I don't think. Yeah, he's probably gonna try to go to the end because he knows if he pits Jack Ward's, he's just gonna hand the win to Jack Ward. So I mean, if I were him, I'd try to stretch it. But yeah, Jack Ward is he's about 10 seconds behind the Aston Martin, his Aston Martin teammate of David Albon. Jack Ward is going to have to set some really fast times here, as he's going to have to try to also get around the Sauber Gaddy Elmany. I'm not sure what Gaddy Elmany is going to try to do. Will he try to go for a one stop, or is he going to try to do a two stop? Linda Bear now is up to fourth, and if he can stay out and finish the race on those tires, he could be on for a really good finish.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen, though. I don't want to make Michael Mora pit. He falls down to 7th. He's not that far behind Sauber, Jonathan Hibbett, but he's still pretty far way behind. Yeah, he is not far behind. But yeah, so now it's going to be Jack Ward. I'd assume this lap or down the front stretch, he's going to hopefully try to get past Daddy Alamani. So we'll see. He's almost in DRS range.
Yeah, the advantage to the mediums though are gonna start to fall off though. After like 5 laps, that's when it's gonna start to fall off. It's gonna be about equal with the hards. I mean, but I guess those hards though, they're really worn. So I guess I actually can't really go off what happened with Jonathan Hibbett because those everyone's hards are really worn. So yeah, those mediums are just gonna have an advantage for the rest of the race. Now I think about it.
Yeah, this is giving me flashbacks to my race because I was in the same spot as that was kind of flip-flop because I was trying to catch the leader who was doing a one stop, but I was at two stop. But yeah, Jack Ward's on a one stop, but the leader's on a one stop as well. So I don't know. Does Jack Ward go further? He does to the inside for second, and he will
side by side.
Goodbye. Oh boy.
Oh, this could lose him a lot of time here. Jack Ward, who got the DRS. Jack Ward got the DRS, fortunately, and Jack Ward gets up to the second position, and now the charge is on to try to catch David Albon.
Yeah, they're trying to get past Landon Baranow. Baranow is not as good as he's ever got to get around. Baranow is now down to 5th, and Jonathan Hibbett try to get past for Baranow. Oh, Baranow goes wide, locks up, and
looks like he probably just let them by. I think that's actually what he did. I think he just let them by, and yeah, did not want to fight those two. Yeah, Christian Severson and Jonathan Hibbett, they're not going to get the great finish just because they went for a 2-stop. But yeah, Jack Ward is gaining. Is there enough time though for him to catch up to David Albon? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that at this point, I think if Ward pitched 2 laps later, it could have been a different story, but at this point, just don't see him gaining 8 seconds. We've also, we've never seen a 1-2 in teams, getting 1-2 in FA history, I should say. A team has never gotten a 1-2 in a race, maybe in a sprint, but never in a race, so
Yeah. Looking at the lap times here, still, Jack Ward was over a second faster than David Albon that lap. So I don't know. This is interesting to see because yeah, David Albon ran a 1:33.8 and Jack Ward ran a 1:32.2. Unless the game's wrong, it doesn't really feel like it's right, but it could be right. I don't know. But here we go, looking at the battle for P4 here. So there's contact between the Mercedes and the Sauber. These two getting really feisty. As here comes Chris Severson. Will he go for the move on the Sauber? Here he comes. He goes for the move on Jonathan Hibbett as Christian Severson. Will he get? Oh, runs a little wide. Parks it right in front of Jonathan Hibbett as the Mercedes gets up to P4. But I don't know if that's gonna last long.
Oh, big hit of dirty air there for Jonathan Hibbett. He struggled entering the S's. But yeah, at this point, I just don't see Jack Ward gaining 8 seconds, David Albon. But David Albon, we still have 7 laps. And I mean, those hards have gotta be just dying. He is gaining on David Albon. It's gonna be almost under 8 seconds.
There's a chance. Now it's about to get to under 7 seconds. Those hards are going to continue to lose grip, but also the mediums are going to continue to lose grip. I don't know how this is going to play out, to be honest, but I think David Albon, if he can nurse those tires to the end, he's probably going to have the win.
Yeah, I do. I think David Albon's a little bit faster, but the advantage in tires is going the way of Jack Ward. Yeah, 6 laps old mediums, even though they are, a little bit worse of a tire on the long run, I think that's still going to be faster, but David Albon has seemed faster the whole race, so we'll see. The heavy braking zones, Jack Ward is gaining as it can't quite get to under 8 seconds.
Yeah. He's looking here, the battle for P4 once again. Here comes Jonathan Hibbett. Doesn't go for the move. He had a look, but wasn't able to get there as Christian Severson now going to be under attack into turn 4 because here comes Jonathan Hibbett. Will he look? Where will he go here? He's likely going to go to the inside here, but will Christian Severson cover it off? Here it goes. Hibbett to the inside, side by side. They turn 4. They make contact. They keep it clean though, as Christian Severson stays in P4. There's a head to the S's.
Michael Moore and Landon Baranow collided. Michael Moore is going slow. That's another incident for Michael Moore. And Landon Baranow is really slowing up. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Moore just cannot catch a break in Bahrain. So I don't know what happened. I think they collided. He's going to go to the inside, and yeah, Landon Baranow lets him by. Smart.
Yep. Here we go. Yeah, now gap 7 seconds. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be possible because we only have about 5 laps here. He's gonna have to be more than a second lap faster, but he gained a ton that lap. I think David Albon might be going in full tire conservation mode. Is looking here, the battle for P4. Jonathan Hibbett gets up to P4. There's a crossover from the Mercedes, so here comes Christian Severson, who's gonna get the DRS. It's gonna be Jonathan Hibbett. It's Jonathan Hibbett outbreaks him, and Jonathan Hibbett's also gonna have the DRS. So now Christian Severson's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, that was, you missed it, but in the sweeping corner, they were side by side. They kept it clean. Great move by Jonathan Hibbett. Sadly, also, Gadi Alemania, I just realized, is still on the 1 stop. Another great move by Gadi Alemania. He's been quiet all race, but he's probably going to get a podium if his tires can last. He'll easily get a podium.
Yeah. The gap at the front is closing fast. 6 seconds now. I think Jack Ward actually might have a shot here because I think David Albon's now realizing that those tires might not be able to get to the end. He's gonna have to he's starting to have to tire save a lot more. I can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Both Aston Martins both have different strategies, but both mastered the strategies, I should say. I mean, let's check through Sector 2. Jack Ward, he was quicker through Sector 2. He's gaining. It's almost under 6 seconds. This is going to come down the wire.
Yeah. Now maybe David Albon's picked up the pace a little bit there. I don't know. He's going to have to try to manage that gap. He's going to have to tire save, but not tire save too much to allow Jack Ward to catch up. You see, if the Aston Martin looks behind him, you'll see Jack Ward heading down the front stretch. It's not a big gap here. 6 seconds. I mean, it's big, but that's still definitely possible with the fresher tires for Jack Ward to catch up.
Yeah, for 1 and 2. Gap did increase a little bit, but this is The S's are where the new tires just are so much quicker. I learned that in my races. Yeah, watch this. Just he gained a lot through there.
Wow.
About 2 tenths there, and watch the S's here. He should gain a lot through the S's right here. And yeah, he
We'll see.
did.
Yeah.
He did gain about a tenth or two. Wasn't that? Oh yeah, here we go. He gained about 2 tenths. So three
Yeah.
tenths almost.
Wow. Yeah. You see. Yeah. It starts to reduce here. I don't know if the pace is good enough. It's hard to say right now.
Don't
So
think
here we
it
go.
is.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it unless Jack Ward can pick up the pace a little bit more, or maybe David Albon tire saves a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know how this is really gonna play out. But either one of these Aston Martins are definitely gonna win this race.
Yeah. Jedi Alamani, we'll see if his tires last. I was looking at his tires, not looking great, but we'll see here. 5.5. Listen, yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. One slip up though from David Albon, and you never know what could happen.
Yeah. And here we go. Jack Ward gains a lot. Oh, lost a little bit of time there. He's heading on down the front stretch to take 3 laps to go here in Bahrain. Here we go. Yeah, 5.5 the difference here. He only gained about half a second that lap. That's not good enough pace. He's gonna have to gain a lot more than a second a lap, maybe even closer to 2 seconds a lap. But I don't know. That's probably not gonna be possible.
Yeah, through here, this is where he shines. End of sector 1, start of sector 2 is where he's gonna gain a lot through there. The gap is about to go under 5 seconds, especially after the S's, as I think he might. Yeah, he's full sending through the S's, I believe. So yeah, gap under 5 seconds. It's probably gonna be 4.8, maybe 4.7, not quite. No, it is 4.7. So he is gaining, but I don't think it's gonna be enough because he starts to lose sector 3.
Yeah, see, riding on board with them. You see the lines he's taking there as fighting here. The two McLarens side by side. This is the battle for 7th here. Echo might get up to. Yeah, he's gonna get up to P7. Landon Baranow still. Actually, no. Landon Baranow did come into the pits. So now it's a battle between these two McLarens for P7. Also, that's not gonna be something we're gonna want to watch. Is yeah, side by side still. Echo is gonna keep P7. Landon Baranow tries the crossover, not able to get there.
Yeah, I want to mention the gap is almost under 4 seconds, so there could be a chance. There really could be a chance, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, Jack Ward's gonna have to go 100%. He's gonna have to give it his all here. 4 seconds the gap. He gained a ton that lap. Yeah, this is gonna put on a lot of pressure to David Albon, but is it gonna be possible?
Not sure. It's pretty close to 3.8, but he just loses. I think David Albon's setup, the way his car is set up, I think it's just a lot better on the power and just his braking zones in general. 3.8, and it's gonna gain more through here. Decent corner for Jack Ward. Oh, a little bit of a slide.
Yeah. So here we go through the S's. This is where he shines, as we've noticed. Here we go. Yeah, you can see David Albon up there in these technical sections. 3.5 the difference. 3.6 now. As here we go, heading into the double left-hander.
Yeah, I mean these tires are pushing 18 laps. I don't know. I think they're gonna last, but I wanted to shot if David Albon has a puncture on the front stretch. It's 3.6. Anything can happen here.
Side by side for P4 here. These two are gonna get pretty feisty. Also side by side for P7, the McLarens. Here we go, side by side heading up into turn 4. These McLarens have had a big tussle here these last few laps. As now Echo stays in P7. Oh, a little bit of contact between the McLarens. Still side by side heading into the S's. Will anyone back out? Side by side is gonna be Landon Baranow who gets up to P7. Yeah, this is a really interesting fight between these McLarens.
Final lap in Bahrain, 3 seconds to gap. I don't know if it's going to happen, but you never know. We've seen last week there was contest for the win on the final lap, so anything can happen. Oh, he really lost on the straightaway. Wow.
Yeah, lost a lot of time there. Final lap. We're going to have to watch these leaders here. Will Jack Ward be able to get there? You're going to have to watch that gap here. I just don't see it happening. 3.3 the difference, but still, Jack Ward, even if he can't win this race, he's still going to get a way better spot than where he would with a 2-stop. Jack Ward, he was in the back after turn 1 because he got caught up in that chaos. Now he's trying to fight for the win, but it's not going to happen. If he had a little bit more time, he probably would have been able to get there, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. 3 the difference. It's probably going to get under 3 seconds, but it's not going to happen. It's not enough time for Jack Ward.
We'll see if that penalty stands. Oh, okay.
Oh.
At the back there, but yeah, they both did a 1-stop at the front, but David Albon executed it a little bit better, and he's gonna pick up where he left off in season 1.
Yeah. It's a familiar sight we've seen in Formula League. David Albon heads down the straightaway here with a hard charging Jack Ward, giving it his all, but not able to get there as David Albon will hang on 18 lap old hards. David Albon will hang on. He holds off Jack Ward, and David Albon wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Jack Ward, the gap 2.2 seconds, 2.3 seconds at the line, not able to get there as Jack Ward finishes second. It's going to be Gatti Elmini, the last spot on the podium. Gatti Elmini, Sauber gets a podium. Gatti Elmini gets P3. Jonathan Hibbett is going to be P4 as Chris Severson, I believe he's going to be P6. Michael Moore P5 with the penalty. And here we go, the fight with the McLarens here. This is going to come down to the wire here between these two McLarens.
Yep. Green Echo's penalty does now, I believe. So.
Oh yeah, Landon Barrett's gonna get it anyway. But still, side by side, heading into the final corner. Here we go. Oh, wow, that was Landon Barrett trying to get slipstream side by side to the final corners. Here we go. Here we go. The contact is up to the line. It's gonna be Landon Barrett now, finishes P7, and Echo finishes P8. What a race in Bahrain.
Yeah. Wow. Really good race. Not a lot of chaos, but still.
Yep. Let's see. Podium ceremonies start now.
That is. Yeah, wow.
Alrighty, you see, there's the stuff here. Yeah, the David Albon race winner, fast lap goes to Michael Mora. Driver of the day is Jack Ward, and most overtakes is Jack Ward. But looking at the results, it is David Albon who wins, and Jack Ward second, Gatti Elmini third, Jonathan Hibbett fourth, Michael Mora fifth, Chris Severson sixth, Landon Barrett now seventh, Echo eighth, and then the Haas of Elijah Wheeler ninth. He retired early from the race. So, yep, what a race that was in Bahrain.
Yeah, almost a clean sweep there for Aston Martin on the board with all the awards and stuff. But yeah, good, very good race there. Very interesting race, very strategic race, and yeah, both drivers did a 1-stop. The 1-stop was the call, but top 3 to 1-stop and it worked. We head to Spain next week, which is gonna be interesting. Definitely gonna be similar to this, I think, with the tires. Yeah.
Yep, it's about to head to interviews. Max, do you want to do any of the interviews?
I'm not gonna.
All right.
No, I'm gonna hop off.
All right. I think you're commentating.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we're gonna go ahead into the interview room now.
There he is.
All right.
Everybody mute your mic.
No.
Wait, what? Why? What are we doing?
Interviews.
Interview.
Top 5 interviews.
All right. We're just gonna do everyone interviews. So yeah, I'll just go. Yeah, we'll go and start off with Echo. So, Echo, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, Echo. You had a, bro. It was the best debut, but obviously still. Obviously, I heard it was your first league race since F1 2021. So, yeah, just walk me through that race and what was it like battling with Landon Burnout at the end of the race?
It was like you know how when you break something in the house and your mom just runs around trying to get you and hit you with the sandal? That's basically what it felt like, you know? And then, who was it? Lap 1 was interesting. P6 tasted really great for like a lap. Then after that, I was just kind of, you know, driving by myself on a cruise.
Yep. So we have who is it next? I believe it is Spain up next. I'll make sure that. Yep, it is Spain. So yeah, we have Spain coming up next. So how do you think you'll do in the Spanish Grand Prix?
Oh,
I think he disappeared. Okay. Um,
can we do
You
me
muted.
next? I gotta go to the store before they close.
all right.
No,
all right.
no,
All right.
Dadgummit.
I'll
I
just
gotta go get
yeah.
milk, bro.
Okay, I'll have you do now, David Albon. So yeah, so yeah, obviously yeah, yeah, you're ready. So yeah, David Albon, you obviously come on with the race win. So David Albon, just walk me through that race. What was it like having Jack Ward, Jack Ward getting on you in the last few laps? How were you able to nurse those tires to the end?
Horrifying. I could hear the Jaws music the entire time. Ward was behind me. But really shocked that I was able to nurse those tires all the way to the win. It was at like 78%, I think, the left rear. So at any point it could have just spontaneously combusted and just killed itself, but thank God it didn't, and walked away with the dub. My first ever F125 league race win, because I suck at this game.
Oh, of course, I can't take it away from him.
Anyways, so yeah, we have Spain coming up next. Obviously, last season you you were able to challenge Sam Lewis for the win. So and also it was your debut race also last season. So how do you think you'll do in the Spanish Grand Prix?
Considering I did a league race at Spain on this game and I got absolutely rinsed by the entire field, I'm not very confident, but we'll see. Ward especially, he beat me by like 10 seconds, so we'll see. Who knows? It's a different race.
Yep. All right. Go move on to we'll just go back to.
Cheers.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and just we'll interview. Go back to just the normal order. So yeah, we'll go and move on to Atlanta Bear now. So Atlanta Bear, now you ready?
Yep.
So yeah, you come on with a P7 finish. I think you did try the one stop, but you're not able to pull it off. You had to pit in the last few laps, which put you back there with Echo. So yeah, just walk me through that race and what was it like with the tire wear and yeah, just walk me through that race.
I mean, the tire wear felt fine. I could have made it to the end, but I just said screw it. I mean, same reason why I stayed out. I don't have nothing good to lose, and I kind of just went pitted to go have a little fun, have a little nice three lap race with Echo for the fun little battle. I could have pulled away if I wanted to. I just didn't. Had a few contacts with the Mercedes. Mercedes, I believe it was Michael, I think, turned in on me. That's the corner before the end of sector 1. And then some other stuff happened. I won't say it right now, but alright, good race. Finally glad to finish a race for once instead of being taken out turn 3. That's nice.
Yep. So yeah, we have Spain coming up next. How do you think he'll do there?
if I can manage tire wear, maybe a respectable P5 finish, maybe. Um, I didn't do so great in the race that David was mentioning. I was also in that race. I didn't do too great in there. I was semi competitive. Better track than this track by far, though. For me, I absolutely suck here.
Yep. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to your P6 finisher, Christian Severson. So, Christian Severson, ready?
Yeah, what's up?
All right. So yeah, Christian Severson. So yeah, it was interesting race for you. You obviously got that penalty in the end, which I believe did stand. So you
Yep.
do finish in that sixth position. So yeah, you were fighting up front until you collided with your teammate Michael Morris. So walk me through what happened there and how you were able to finish P6.
Well, we had great pace. Like I said, yeah, just great pace. We got pulled by, what was it, 2/10? Was a great lap. But yeah, the rest of the race was just probably me versus everyone else trying to hold me up. Seems like they were helping their friends all in one group call, you can tell. But yeah, just nothing we could do about that really. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have Spain coming up next. How do you think you'll do in the Spanish Grand Prix?
Spain is definitely one of my best tracks, and yeah, hopefully I can do something good there. Yeah.
Yep. All right, we're gonna move on to your P5 finisher, Michael Mora. So, Michael Mora, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had a interesting strategy. You always start on the softs. You're one of the two people to do that. Echo also did that. So, yeah, that you did a two-stop, and you're able to finish P5. But yeah, just also walk me through the contact with your teammate Christian Severson and how you're able to finish P5.
Well, I actually didn't want to start on softs. I put it hard. I put it mediums, hards, but it put me on soft. So I don't. Had good pace at the start, just helping my teammate, and then he was slow off turn one, so I went up the inside, and I said inside, you didn't hear me, so then we made contact, and then after that, I didn't really have the pace after. Had a couple more battles, didn't really end well, and then came P5 because he got the time penalty. It was just unlucky for him.
Yeah. So we have Spain coming up next. How do you think you'll do in Spain?
Spain's not one of my best tracks, to be honest. First sector's kind of like, eh, but I'm hoping for top five at least.
Yep. All right, we're going to move on to your P4 finisher, Jonathan Abbott. So, Jonathan, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, you had pretty good speed all around today, but you did the two-stop strategy, which was not the winning strategy. And yeah, you ultimately come home with a P4, just short of a podium. So, yeah, just Jonathan Abbott, walk me through that. Just walk me through that race and how you're able to finish P4.
Well, in qualifying, we just, really didn't have the pace to um, really get anywhere. We had a good purple sector 1 and 2, but third sector we just seemed to fall apart. And then in the race, we got a good start, and we were just able to really capitalize on that. Battling David and Christian, the battle with David was more cleaner than I'd say Austria and all that, but yeah, the battle with Christian, he was just getting impatient at the end of that race there, and if he wants to say everyone was holding up for him, that was not the case. Actually, nobody in my group call said that, and if he wants to believe that, he can go to another league where they're probably treat him the same, and he can show his pace there and probably finish P10. So if he wants to cry about it, he can cry about it somewhere else.
Yep. So we have Spain coming up next. Do you think he'll be able to challenge for a win in Spain?
Oh hell no. Spain is one of my worst tracks, so no, probably bring it home somewhere in the top 5.
Yep. All right, go on, move on to your P3 finisher, Gaddy Elimini. Scotty Elimini, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had a pretty good race. You had pretty solid speed, and you did the one-stop strategy, which worked out really well for you. So yeah, and you ultimately finished P3 on the podium. So yeah, just walk me through that race for you.
I had a good start, made some positions up, I'm pretty sure. I just was fighting with the Mercedes almost the whole time. Had some problems with them. But then I went one stop. I was planning on doing the two stop, but I remembered that in another league I'd have done the one stop and it came out pretty well. So I decided to go with it and it worked out. Yeah, it just worked out. I couldn't keep the pace to get P2, but I managed to get the podium from P5.
Yep. Yep. So we have Spain coming up next. So how do you think you'll do in Spain?
I'm pretty good there in 24. I've done some time trials in 25, but I don't know how I'll match up with the other drivers. So I really don't know yet. I'll just have to see.
Yep. All right. So yeah, now we're gonna move on to your P2 finisher at the last interview of tonight's. Yeah, Jack Ward, you ready?
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, you pulled off a really good strategy. You pulled off one stop and probably executed better than anyone else. You went really long on the hards and then went on to the mediums, and you got really close to David Albon, but was not able to get there. So yeah, just walk me through that race and what more could you have done to try to get that win?
Got a bad start, whether being on the hards or others on softs or whatever. Just lost too many positions early on, then had to wait on the Haas and McLaren to sort their differences. So I lost time, then lost too much time at the end of the hard stint. Just gonna get it all back on the mediums.
Yep. So you have Spain coming up next. Do you think you'll be able to get a win in the Spanish Grand Prix?
Yeah, it should be. Whatever reason this year I can just manage tire wear a lot better than normal. And ironically, as much as I don't like Spain, one of my better tracks, which doesn't really make sense, but it is what it is at this point.
Yep. All right. Well, then I'll finish up interviews because we obviously already interviewed David Albon. So, yeah, thank you guys for racing. Even though it's only 3 other people in here, just thank you guys for racing. I'm going to do my outro. All right. Alrighty, well, that was quite the race in Bahrain. Really strategic race, so it was quite interesting to see. But yeah, next race we obviously have is the Spanish Grand Prix, which is next Friday at 7:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 Pacific Time. So you do not want to miss the Spanish Grand Prix. That one could get really, really interesting. Not sure how the tire will work there. It's just going to be kind of interesting, obviously. Not all these drivers know everything about F125 yet, so yeah, it's kind of the difference between this and F124, because F124 we started this league about kind of a little late in that game's life, so yeah, but yeah, definitely a lot different on F125, and that's what's kind of producing some interesting finishes, because obviously F125 is a lot different of a game, but yeah. That'll wrap it up from Bahrain, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yep, we'll see you next next Friday for the Spanish Grand Prix, and yep, this is Press